Let's say in this instance we are going to give our mean to be 100 and our standard deviation is 20. So we're going to say the central part of the diagram is 100. Now, we want to find the probability that someone is greater than 58. So because the standard deviations move in 20s, so this is going to be 80, this is going to be 60. You can see that if we were to find the probability that someone is greater than 58, this is effectively going to take up the whole diagram, or more or less the whole diagram. So 58 is going to be around about here, and we want to work out the probability of all these different percentages added up together. And you can see that's going to create most of the space in the normal curve. And it's only going to exclude this tiny bit here, the 1.7% here, and the 0.5% here roughly, but it's not going to be exactly 1.7%. So in order to do this, what we need to do is a cumulative distribution of the normal function. So again, we're going to go back to the calculator. We're going to go onto the distribution menu as before. We're going to go to CDF because we're adding together every section of this diagram, which is covered by the blue bar, and we need to put in the relevant values. So for this one, the lower bound is going to be 58 because we want it to be between 58 and an infinity number. We don't know how far this data continues on. So for this, we need to go to the upper bound. I'm going to press clear, and I'm going to write a really big number. The way you do this is 1 and then the E. So second, this button, it brings up the E, 99. I'm going to put in the mu, which is the average, the standard deviation, as I've already done, and then press enter and paste. And you can see our answer is 9.821235646. However, this is in standard form. I don't know how standard form works. Well, I do, obviously, as a teacher, but you might think that. So I'm going to go to mode, change your calculator if you've changed this before. I'm going to put it into normal mode, quit, go back onto the distribution menu, go onto the CDF menu, press enter, 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 and then enter one more time. There we go, it's written as a decimal, which means this is going to be 98.2135% chance likely, which matches up with this percentage on this slide. I'd like you now to have a go at the next few questions at the end of the last snip and pause the video. Welcome back. Hopefully you got the following answers: 0.9088, 0.04324, 0.6165, and the final one, 0.7107. Now we're going to talk about between two limits. This is when we have the normal curve, and this is arguably going to be the easier one. And we say we want it to be between this number and this number, given the mean and the standard deviation. So we might want, given the mean of 90, the standard deviation of 15, it to be between 50 and 70. This is quite easy. We're going to have the lower bound, which is 50, upper bound, which is 70, which I've put in here. We would like 90, which is going to be the mean, and then we're going to have standard deviation, which is 15. Let's have a look at that on the calculator. So when we view it, it's vertically aligned on top of each other. And if you want to make sure it's vertically aligned when you input the data, you need to make sure you have your mode correct. Your mode needs to be in classic. So let's go back to the distribution page. Let's go onto the CDF, number 2. Let's put in our numbers. Lower bound. That's going to be 50. Upper bound, 70. We're going to have, the next one is going to be 90 and 15. Enter, enter, enter. There is our answer. 0.087. So because this is a small range, our answer is also going to be quite small based on the standard deviation being larger or significantly larger than the range we are evaluating. If you weren't to use classic mode on your calculator, this is how it would look. So let's go back onto Maths Print, select that, click Enter. Now what we're going to do is go back into the distribution menu. We're going to go into the CDF menu. We're going to press Enter. And there you would have to type in the numbers one by one. So you have to remember which numbers you're calculating. This is why I think it's much easier if you change your mode to classic. So next, I'd like you to have a go at these 4 examples and the worded examples, so 5 examples in total, and pause the video. Welcome back. Hopefully you've got these following answers. Now you should have had plenty of practice of these different types of questions. Please let me know if you've got any further questions about this.